When you buy a phone, you are not just buying a phone. You are buying a screen that may have been made in one country, a chip that may have been designed in another country, a battery that came from another supplier, a camera module, a box, a charger, packaging material, warehouse space, transport, software tracking, workers, ships, trucks, and delivery riders. You only see one thing, a phone in your hand. But behind that phone, there is a hidden system moving quietly in the background. And that hidden system is called supply chain management. Most people think supply chain management is just about trucks, warehouses, and delivery boxes. But that is only one small part of it. Supply chain management is the complete system that helps a product move from raw material to factory, from factory to warehouse, from warehouse to shop or website, and finally from seller to customer. In simple words, supply chain management means getting the right product to the right person at the right time, in the right condition, and at the right cost. Now let's make it even simpler. Imagine you're making tea at home. You need tea leaves. You need milk. You need sugar. You need water. You need gas or electricity. And you need a cup. If milk is missing, the tea cannot be made properly. If gas is not available, the water cannot boil. If sugar finishes, the taste changes. If the cup is missing, you cannot serve it. So even a simple cup of tea depends on a small supply chain. Someone grew the tea leaves, someone processed them, someone packed them, someone transported them, someone placed them in a shop. You bought them, and then you used them at home. That is supply chain logic. You may not call it supply chain management, but you are already depending on it every single day. Now take this same idea and make it bigger. When Amazon delivers a product to your home, it is not magic. Behind that one delivery, there is demand forecasting, supplier coordination, warehouse management, inventory control, transport planning, route optimization, packaging, and customer service. When a supermarket has bread, milk, eggs, fruits, and vegetables every morning, that is supply chain management. When a hospital has medicines, oxygen cylinders, vaccines, gloves, and emergency equipment available on time, that is supply chain management. When Apple launches a new iPhone globally, it has to coordinate hundreds of suppliers, factories, ports, warehouses, stores, websites, and delivery partners. That is supply chain management at a global scale. And this is why supply chain management is not just a business subject. It is one of the hidden systems that keeps the modern world running. Now, who invented supply chain management? Here we need to be careful. Supply chains existed for thousands of years. Ancient traders used supply chains when they moved spices, silk, grain, and metals across long routes. Armies used supply chains when they moved food, weapons, horses, and medical supplies. Factories used supply chains when they managed raw materials, workers, machines, and distribution. So no single person invented the basic idea of moving goods from one place to another. But the modern term supply chain management is strongly linked to Keith Oliver, a British logistician and consultant at Booz Allen Hamilton. He introduced the term publicly in a Financial Times interview in 1982, while explaining the need to manage business activities as one connected flow instead of separate departments. Booz Allen also describes how Oliver's work with Philips helped shape the concept of Flip before it became known as supply chain management. BoozAllen.com. Before this, businesses often looked at purchasing, manufacturing, warehousing, and delivery as separate activities. Supply chain management changed that thinking. It said, don't look at the factory alone. Don't look at the warehouse alone. Don't look at transport alone. Look at the whole journey. Because one weak part can damage the entire system. If suppliers are late, production slows down. If inventory is wrong, customers face shortages. If transport fails, delivery gets delayed. If demand is predicted badly, companies either run out of stock or waste money on extra stock. That is why supply chain management matters. It saves money. It reduces waste. It improves speed. It improves customer satisfaction. And in some industries like healthcare and food, it can even save lives. So the simplest way to understand supply chain management is this. It is the art and science of moving products, information, money, and resources through a connected system from the first supplier to the final customer. You don't see it directly. But every time you buy food, wear clothes, order online, visit a hospital, drive a car, or use a phone, supply chain management is working behind the scenes. And now that you understand what supply chain management means, the next important question is, what is the difference between supply chain, logistics, and operations? Because people use these words like they mean the same thing, but they don't. And once you understand the difference, the whole subject becomes much easier. This is the Learning Studio, where we explain business, technology, science, and the systems that quietly shape the world.